Alright, hey guys, John here, back again with another Nintendo Switch 2 video. This time we're showing you guys the transfer process that I did between my Switch 2s and my older Switches. I have an Animal Crossing Switch as well as a Switch OLED. So yeah, let's get to it and let's see some of the game sharing and transfer stuff that happens.
Alright, connected to the internet, and now it's going to do the day one patch. So I'm going to set the time zone first. So I want to first set it. Alright, switch 2, put however many you want. Talking about the kickstand and the AC adapter to the top. I have heard you need to connect the AC adapter to the switches if you wish to do an update or a system transfer for the first time. So I'm going to get these guys connected up and hopefully bring about my other switches. Alright, it's going to go through a little tutorial where we're going to have to go through this. Alright, it asked me if I want to set it up with the TV, but I'm just going to skip that for right now. And all the playstyles are pretty similar if you've on the Switch before. And now we're going to go through the day one update for both. So this might going to take a while for them both to update and they're going to restart. Alright, so they just updated and now it's asking me about the system transfer. So to my knowledge, from what I'm read, you should do a system transfer, and I'll explain it here. Your data will copy from one system to the next, so you can easily pick off where you left off. So not all data will be transferred, so news won't be transferred, that's like whatever to most people. You can visit the website for more. So I don't know if you can do this later on. I heard that you can do this first, or I mean, if you don't have a Switch, then you just skip this. But since I have two Switches, I have my original Animal Crossing one that I got from my wife, and then I have an OLED one. This one's for me. So I'm going to be transferring these two into these two. It's probably going to take a while, so let's get that set up. Alright, so now it's asking about micro SD Express. Unfortunately, my ones that I ordered have gotten delayed through Amazon, so I actually don't have my micro SD Express. I'm just going to be working off the internal storage. I do have the original micro SDs for both the Switches, so I am curious if that'll affect the system transfer in some way. Maybe some games won't be downloaded. Alright, so I'm signed in on both now with my wife's and my Nintendo account respectively. Now it's saying to connect an AC adapter to start downloading data. So I know most people plug it into the wall. I'm gonna see if I can just plug it in directly to the Switches themselves to see if something would happen. Alright, and that's a fat nope. Nothing happens, no reaction whatsoever. So I'm gonna need to plug these to AC adapters on the wall. Alright, so I'm going to start with the right one first. So once you have it connected to an AC adapter, it's going to tell you to move your system closer. So with my original Switches, I am on the latest at this time, which is 20.1.1. When literally there was an update just yesterday about it. So it's telling you to go to System Settings, System, and then go to System Transfer to Switch 2. So it's the second to last option. Alright, and then it should be right next to it. System data will transfer to the Switch 2 system. You'll need internet connection and Nintendo account. All right. You can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Switch 2. Yep, we knew that. Nearby. All right, and then you hit done. I do know earlier there was an option to transfer stuff to the cloud in case you were going to sell your system before you Switch 2. But in my case, I'm going to be keeping the systems and I'll be transferring from one to the other. So about user data, other users will be transferred along with the system data before starting the transfer. Please read. All user data on the system will be transferred to the target. When the target Nintendo downloads the transfer data, I'm going to sign into Nintendo accounts. When doing system transfer, people with Nintendo accounts, along with any parent guardian users, will get updates, email, and account settings. Okay, updates will know a transfer started and include the nickname. So you'll get notified if stuff has been transferred. All right, so users, so this is the unique case I want to see. So users who have not linked a Nintendo account will be removed from the system and transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. So this is important. In case you want to keep any users not linked to a Nintendo account on your original Switch, you have to make sure that they have Nintendo accounts that are free to create to them, or else it'll be transferred from this to this. And that user without a Nintendo account will no longer be in your original system. So do keep note of that. I don't care about this, so I'm just going to keep going. Save data will be removed from the system and transferred to the Switch 2 system. So it's literally data for all my games all the way down, even some demos too, in case people were wondering about that. Some of the free-to-play online games, notice some of them too. Oh my goodness, I need to connect an AC adapter to this too. So yeah, I need like 4 AC adapters to get this all working. BRB. Praise the Lord. All right, a workaround because I did not want to bother with connecting another wall AC adapter. I just used some Anker power banks I had lying around. I got 2 of them, connected them, and it works with it. So now it's saying it's connected to the Switch 2 system. Continue on the Switch 2 system to download data. And now here you can start the download. So I'm gonna hit continue. And while that's going, I'm gonna also do this system as well. Let's keep this one going. All right, looks like this one's going. I heard the saves were fast to send. Depending on how many screenshots, it might take a bit longer. And I think the download, it might just prompt the download on Switch 2. Now, I am interested because I have like about 1 terabyte of games on my original Switch, and I only have the internal storage on Switch 2. So let's see what happens. Maybe it starts downloading games, and once it hits the limit, it'll stop. But let's see what happens in about 17 minutes for this. And I'm also going to get this one started as well. Okay, I was a little bit worried that the 2 would coincide with each other. Luckily, I started this one first, but then this one looks like it detected the other one just fine. So now I can start download. All right, and there it goes. All right, it's going with that one, and this one's still going, so I'll update you guys in a bit once everything is done. All right, about 15 minutes later, it says the system transfer is done. Theme carry will carry over. Then I press the home button. And then I guess I should expect wow, okay. This is exactly what my home screen looked like. The UI is similar, a little bit different. I think the games are a tiny bit smaller, a little bit rounder. The UI looks a little bit updated too. Looks like my hunch was right. It is downloading literally everything that was a digital copy that I had. I'm kind of worried. I wonder if it's actually downloading. Oh God. All right. Yep. It's trying to download every single digital copy game that I owned. The physical ones, it doesn't look like they're downloading, but oh man, this is going to take a long time, and it's going to run out of space actually. I don't know if I can like manually stop something. Let me try. Let me see if I can like, it's just downloading. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to stop it individually. I think it's just going to keep going until it just tries to max out the system software. Let me check the settings. Yeah, so I only have 225 free space right now, and I think it's actually going to try to download my 1 terabyte. So I feel like this is kind of an oversight by Nintendo. I would have preferred if you could just selectively do what games to download, but yeah, it seems like it's just going to keep going until it just maxes out, I guess. Oh, good news. All my groups that I made carried over. Oh, I spent so much time making all these groups because like I wanted games in certain groups, but oh man, I'm so glad all my work carried over. This is amazing to see. Let me check my screenshots. Okay, looks like all my old screenshots carried over. It's great to know. And then it looks like all my account profiles have switched over as well. So I guess we'll just let this run. Let me check on this one. Nice, and yeah, it's doing the same thing with this one. So I think it's just gonna keep downloading. So I guess we'll just leave it as is. I want to check on the original Switches and see how they are. Looks like the data has been sent. All right. But it looks like I still have all my data on my Switch. The profile that I had that was not tied to an account is deleted, and it's actually moved over here. So that's just a note. Make sure every account's linked to a Nintendo account, or else if you transfer it and it's not linked, it's going to be transferred over to the new system. Okay. But otherwise, looks like I can still have all my stuff here. I wonder if I just hit something, see if it'll play. Let's try like Suica. All right, looks like I can still play my old games I still downloaded. This is a digital game that I own, Suica. Love this game, one of the best indies. Let me see if I can play the same thing on here. I don't think I can unless I select a different profile that owns it. All right, so here's my test with the same profile that I have on both Switches. Let's do this quick test. Now, yep, play is being suspended. I think even though this was first, this took it over. I wonder if, would I like just hit, if I quit and play again, would it actually play again? So let's see it. Oh no, actually, the Switch 2 just supersedes it. So I guess that's what happens when you try to play the same game under the same account on both systems. Let's see what happens if I try to play it on a different profile. Alright, looks like I'm playing on a different profile that owns another copy of the game. Does work, but playing the same profile on the same probably won't. Now keep in mind, me and my wife's account are family shared under the new system though. So I know the old system you could play the same copy on both accounts at the same time as long as you were in a primary secondary console. But now I believe with the new system everything is virtual cards. So just to double check myself, right? So since we both own Suica, we need to play something else like I need to check if Mario Kart, for example, because I only own it, my wife does not own it. We used to share it, so let's see how it is with the new system once this is downloaded. All right, I'm gonna do a test number 2. So it's for Mario Kart, right? So I only own Mario Kart on my Nintendo account, my wife does not. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna start the primary game on my profile, and I'm gonna start the same game on Sarah's profile. She does not own this game, but we used to be part of the same primary secondary console. Yep, looks like can only be played with an online license. So even though she used to be able to play Mario Kart, it looks like I can't do it anymore. And I'm even gonna just try with this system too. So Mario Kart, I'm gonna go on her profile. Yep, it's telling us to buy it. So, unfortunately, I know this is with the 20 update, but yeah, you cannot play the same game on 2 separate accounts at the same time, right? So you're gonna have to unfortunately buy 2 copies, which puts this more in line with Steam family sharing setups. I'm gonna give a test. So again, to reiterate, this next test is going to be, I have Mario Kart 8 that's on my account that I bought. My wife Sarah's account does not have it. But I'm gonna see what happens if I can boot up the same copy of the game on all 3 of these systems. So let's see. Select my account. This one, I'm gonna select my wife Sarah's account. And then this one, I'm gonna select my account. All right. So immediately when I try to play with my wife's account, it says I gotta go purchase it. Oh, but interesting. But how about this one where I own the game? Oh, nope, play is being suspended. It may be played on another console. Okay, so that kind of answers the question, right? You can only play 1 copy of a game per account at the same time. No longer is the primary and secondary consoles, which these 2 were, right? But even so, you cannot play the same copy of a game on the Switch 2 as you can on the Switch 1. Now, I also know about airplane mode. I heard that you could do it, and I'll try the airplane mode strat that I've been seeing on Reddit. I'll try the airplane mode method. So I'm gonna put this on airplane mode because this has the virtual card loaded onto it for Mario Kart 8. For this one, I'm gonna make sure this is connected to the internet just so that can verify the online license. All right, so I'll start this one and select my account. This one I'll start Mario Kart, also on my account, and let's see what happens. Okay, looks like it loads fine. What they said was right. Looks like as long as you put the system in offline mode that has the virtual card loaded into it, the other one can play via online license. Now I wonder if we can do a wireless play together. Let's test that. Nope, you have to turn off airplane mode in order to play. So unfortunately, airplane mode also blocks local wireless connections as well. Oh, that's Wi-Fi. Yeah, so unfortunately, you have to communicate with Wi-Fi on other systems in order for it to even work, right? So let's try going back in with Wi-Fi enabled. Can I create a room? Just gonna select whoever. Oh, looks like I can see it. Oh, communication error has occurred. So unfortunately, play is suspended. So there goes the test with airplane mode, but trying to play together using local wireless, unfortunately, it does not work. So one thing I do want to note that also transferred over is that
in our account information on the eShop settings, actually, there's something called the pass enabled console now. And you can see it on here. What I've done was I actually logged in to each other's Switch using the opposite account. So this is Sarah's Switch where I logged into my account. This is my Switch I logged into Sarah's account. And as you can see, they are now each other's respective pass-enabled console. What this means is this effectively replaces the quote-unquote primary console that existed on both, except it no longer applies to games. From what I understand on the website, it only applies to digital subscriptions and passes. The one they always quote is like Just Dance or like Tyco. I think those are the only couple examples. They might add more later on. But in case you were doing something similar to what I did, right? I used to have a primary secondary system, then updated, and now I transferred them both. You might want to make sure the pass enabled console is correct for yours. And remember, you want to log in with the opposite person's account for the pass enabled in case this feature matters to you.
Okay, I figured out the issue. It's because so technically these were my primary and secondary consoles, right? And then these got loaded into primary and secondary respectively. So now actually it's trying to link with this console because this is actually my next primary console. Although that's not really a thing anymore. It's just a link console. So I guess I will link it to each other. Okay, so both systems are now linked and they can share virtual cards with each other. And I have loaded Mario Kart World properly into this system. And yes, I do have online licenses turned on all three, but even then, if you read the fine print right there, no matter how this is set, you can still play games using the virtual cards. An online license can't be used on more than one system at a time. An online license can't be used at the same time as a virtual game card on the same game. So that kind of answers the hard questions.
All right, hopefully that transfer process, while a little bit messy, a little bit lengthy, hopefully that was helpful to you guys who may be in a similar situation like me, where you had a primary, secondary console set up, and then you switched into, just virtual cards, and now you're part of a family plan, but then you got to transfer your consoles. Mainly families or like friends who have like accounts linked together. This is pretty much my biggest fear when buying and switching over to a new console. And yeah, now that everything's been settled, hope you guys had a good time. Please like, comment, subscribe for more Nintendo Switch 2 content. I'll see you guys in the next one.